Bantucentric is recommended for listeners over the age of 16 as it may contain foul language and/or mature subject matter. This podcast is brought to you by Gifted Sounds Network and ImagineOnly Productions.
And as always, stay woke.
And stay Bantu.
And as always, 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 stay woke.
And stay Bantu. And stay Bantu.
Welcome to Bantucentric. My name is Buck Rivers, and with me as always is my co-host, Cheyenne Finch.
We're a couple of Bantus discussing movies, music, relationships, and pretty much everything else.
Yes, and as always, pretty much everything else also includes the Bantu Initiative. If your people are from the continent of Africa, you are Bantu, and we'd like to invite you to join our wonderful family and make that into a household known term. So if you're interested, please go to bantucentric.com/initiative for more information.
Yes.
So, it is the third day of Black History Month.
Show is.
I know you've been running through the streets, celebrating, grabbing white people and giving them a good old shake.
Obviously.
What else? What kind of stuff have you done in the past for Black History Month?
Besides shaking white people?
Yeah,
on the
besides
streets?
shaking white people.
Oh, wow.
I know that's the main part of our month-long holiday of just debauchery.
Yeah.
But, what else?
Well, in the past, Black History Month has typically been something that's been celebrated at my schools.
Okay.
My high school, we had music playing in the quad. We had different cultural things. My schools tried really more than most schools do.
That's good.
To make sure we knew Black History Month is here and we're celebrating it, we're acknowledging it. So yeah, most of the things I did were school based. I remember my mom sat me down and we watched Roots together one time. That was what we did until we finished the series. So that was really cool.
I remember my mom wanted us to watch Roots, and she'd start it, but then she tried to avoid all the bad stuff, all the beatings and stuff. And there was a point where it was one of the slaves was getting raped by their master, but they didn't show any of it because this came out in the 70s or something, on television. And so it was she skipped over this whole section because we couldn't see it. And I I got up in the middle of the night and snuck into the living room and watched it.
Naturally.
And she just she looks scared and goes into a room, and then the door closes, and then the next scene goes on. And I'm that's what we skipped?
Yeah.
What? I was
Can't even hint
I was
at
trying to
it.
see something crazy because I didn't know what happened. She didn't tell me. I didn't even know until I grew up that that's what happened to her. I was just she just went in a room. What happens in the room? But yeah.
But I think it's pretty important that we do something that reminds us or teaches us about our culture, our history, things like that during this time. Yeah. Even small things, especially if you have children, teaching them, just letting them know that this month is important and teaching them where they come from and their history, I think is just really important. Yeah,
I agree. I think it's good that your school kind of put some effort into it because none of mine really ever did. I do know though that at church there was always a big kind of thing. Some of my churches they put up the faces of some of the famous Black civil rights activists, up on the wall so that we could learn about them. I remember one time they did it was a museum, but people dressed up as these people, and you went down the hall, and people would tell you who they were, and it was kind of cool. They put a good amount of effort into that.
That reminds me, in elementary school, I remember one time we all had to pick, I think it was an influential, Black person from that time or something, and all I remember is I was Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
And I outdid myself with this project.
All right.
Because we basically had to
and everything.
Hold on. But basically we had to write our own little script, and then we had to read the script about who we were and all that, just to prove we knew what we were talking about. Of course, knowing my mother, I wasn't just gonna read the script. I came in dressed up full Harriet Tubman.
Okay.
regalia, and if that's the word, I might be wrong, but and I memorized my script.
Okay.
And I did so well that I was on lunch break, and I remember a teacher came and got me, and I was like, am I in trouble? What did I do? And they brought me to the classroom, and my teacher had another teacher in there, and she was like, I want you to show her your project.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And I did the whole performance. I think I did like an accent and everything.
Okay.
Like, I was really thorough.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, like, years later, when I came back to the school to visit, I was in like high school. They were like, oh, so are you in like you're in like performing arts school now?
Okay.
No, I was in college.
Yeah, I thought you went
they're
to
like, are you in
LBA?
performing arts school now? I was like,
Okay.
I'm a sports journalist.
And they just looked mad and walked out.
We were like, okay, that's great. Like, like that's different.
yeah,
Like,
all right, that's cool. I guess that's okay. We had high hopes for you. It's all right. But yeah,
that
that's
was
cool. That's really cool. I remember the closest thing. It wasn't for Black History Month, but I know it was like they had a 70s day at my school, and so they were expecting, you know, rainbows and people wearing bandanas and shit. And my mom was like, "You're going as a Black Panther," and I was like, "What's a Black Panther?"
the animal.
She sent my ass to school with a beret and everything, and she was like, when people ask, you need to put your fist in the air and say right on. And I was like, okay. And so I remember all of these teachers were giving me all these fearful looks and like worried, because they knew, they lived it, so they knew what I was, you know. But all the other kids were like, what are they? And so my mom like told me who they were, you know, protected Black people from the police, that kind of thing. And it was like, it was really cool. It was cool to be the only one there, you know. Like, it's 70s days, so this is what Black people were doing. We weren't doing all that love shit unless you were rich. I guess that was cool.
I'm dead.
That was cool. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Black History Month, yeah, I think it's definitely something that's important for kids, because it's like, if you don't grow up learning about this stuff, then it's never going to stick with you, you know. And so I think that's the one thing, is like, as I get older, I'm thinking more about what I'd like to do for future generations when it comes to this, and how we could step it up instead of just being just a month that just kind of happens, you know, or just a parade. Like, what is actually involved in it, and what can we do to make it something that's real and that's tangible, you know, in the same way that I want to really double down and celebrate Kwanzaa the right way with my kids, you know, and have it established, you know. It's like I feel really blessed to be in a relationship with somebody whose family really celebrated Kwanzaa growing up. So she has that connection to it that we can pass on to the kids, because it's just like, I want them to know that these holidays can be celebrations of themselves. You know, I want Juneteenth to be a big thing for my children, even though it wasn't for me, because I want them to kind of bathe in their Blackness, you know, and be like, we celebrate this, and not that it's just something that gets mentioned every February and then people just kind of leave it alone. You know, I don't really know how to. I don't know, it's a whole month, so I don't know how to do it, especially in a way that doesn't just make it homework, because just learning about random figures isn't that fun, you know?
Yeah, but I think it's important, even if it is homework. I'd like if schools would do something, even if it's something small, like at the beginning of each day.
Yeah.
Because some of those things, like, stick with you. Like, you'll gain some information that you can use later on in life, and you'll be like, I remember I learned about this person when I was in school during Black History Month.
Yeah.
Things like that. And it's bad enough they cut us out of the history books as it is. It's like the least you can do is like give us our month.
Yeah, 28 days out of the whole year.
Literally.
Yeah, I feel it. And I think in connection to like the other historical months, you know, the other cultural months, that kind of thing, I think it's good. I don't know. I wonder what other cultures do, you know, like, isn't there a women's month, or like women's heritage or something? Isn't there a month?
I believe there is.
What do you do for that? What do you see white women doing for that?
I don't know, catch a cramp. Like,
you all group period.
Like, honestly. I'm sure there is a Women's Month. Honestly, there's a day, there's a month for everything. Yeah. These days, I've never celebrated that.
Okay. Apparently, where's Men's Month? That's my question. Where's Men's
y'all
Month?
don't get a month.
Oh,
You're
we get a month.
privileged.
It's not fair. I do know that last year we probably talked about this around the time, but people were saying that July needed to be straight black love month. No, not July, August, because it needed to come directly after Pride Month so that they could fight back.
I thought that was just like somebody trying to do like straight month. I didn't know it was black.
Yeah, straight black love month. And I'm just like, to celebrate the black family because Pride Month is a threat to the black community and all this hotep nigga shit. It was just so, and I was talking to this guy, and it was just so crazy because I'm like, him and I had just met him when I moved into the city, you know, and we were close, we were quick friends, and it was like, cool, I'm hanging out with this dude, and then he's posting all this shit about straight black family month, and I'm like, what's this for? And he's like, we gotta fight back against Pride Month, and I'm like, why? Like, what they do to you? Like, it's a parade. Like, who cares? And he was like, nah, because they're eradicating. Have you seen these posters on the subway? Because there's, like, posters about safe sex and getting yourself tested. And they have all kinds of different people. But one of those posters is two black guys kissing. And it's like, see, this is what's wrong. This is propaganda.
Got the gay black men exist.
Yeah. Like, it was so stupid.
I hate the whole stigma around, like, oh, it's propaganda. Like, people are afraid if my children see gayness, they're gonna become gay. That's not how gay works. Yeah. It's like, if you're inherently straight and someone tells you, like, speaking to you specifically, you're inherently straight. If somebody tells you, hey, go kiss that guy, you're gonna enjoy it. Okay. That's not how gay works.
I'm gay.
You'd be like, I've seen so much gay stuff around, and it kind of made me like,
guess I'm gay.
I think I'm into it.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't work like that. If your child's gay, it's because they knew they were gay from a very young age. Like, that's typically how it works.
And they're still gonna be gay, even though the only thing that they've seen is straightness. Like, the fact that your kid came out is just the proof that you can't force somebody to be something just by showing it to them. They are whatever they started out.
Yeah, I've seen gay couples, like 2 men or 2 women, raise a child, and that child grow up and be straight. Yeah. Like,
'cause duh.
If your own parents can be gay and you don't become gay, this whole gay propaganda is bullshit.
It's not a thing, guys. We don't need straight black family month. One, what government would approve that month? That's 2 months for black people. I was like, why don't we just
first off, that's
I was
2
like,
months
why
for
don't
black
we just
people.
celebrate that in February? And he's like, because it's not close enough to Pride Month, and that's just Black History Month. We need another month for straight black families. And it was like, why do we? Why don't you just celebrate straight black families all the time, or just celebrate black people and black families? Yeah. Because black families involve 2 gay dads or 2 moms. Like, that happens all the time. Or 3 moms, and there was something. It was like, there's a video, and it's like, what's a family? And it's like going through the list. It's like, that's a family. It's like 2 dads. That's a family. It's like 2 moms and a really big dog. That's a family. And it was like 18 dads and 1 kid. Family. It's like listing off all these weird scenarios, like a lumberjack and a stray cat. That's a family. So funny. Because it was just like our modern world. We have to amend what a family is. Like, this is what a family used to be. Now this is a family. It was like 4 people, all of different races and genders that are not related to each other. That's a family. It was like, I guess.
Shoot, my best friends on the opposite coast are my sisters.
Yeah.
We're a family.
I was like, that's a family.
That's a family.
It was just so weird
3
to go
black
through.
girls bitter about the world. We're a family.
But yeah, and then like at the end, he like goes and jumps into a crowd of a bunch of like all his 16 dads, like, but they were like all wearing like blue shirts and blue jeans, like they were all wearing like
they were all dads.
Yeah, he like jumps into this crowd of dads. That was so funny. So yeah, look up that video. That has nothing to do with Bantus or Bantucentric. It was a white man and a bunch of white dads, but that's where we're at. But yeah, Black History Month is a difficult thing. It's something that, it's not difficult. It's just, like I said, it kind of feels innocuous, you know, and I don't like that it doesn't feel important, but it doesn't. And why people don't think it's important, that's why people have been like trying to vote to get rid of it and that kind of thing. And it's just, I don't know. I do want to find some way to make it, I don't know, something. Because like I said, I feel like even though, yes, it was good to learn about my heritage, but it does feel like all it equated to as a kid was homework, you know, and just history. And people don't like just learning history for no reason, you know? Nobody does. And so I don't know how to instill that kind of stuff in us. I guess maybe that's the thing, is that it's like, it's good that we have the time, but it's so important that we learn these things all the time, you know? Because we absorb so much about our world through the white lens, because it just exists. You don't even know you're dealing with history because you're just living it, and people are just kind of passing you around information as you grow up, and so you feel like the world is white unless it's February, you know? Whereas I do feel like it is important that, you know, when we drive through a traffic light, you point that shit out and be like, yeah, black man did that, you know, that like your kids know, and not just because it's this designated time, because at the same time that's still segregation, you know, you're still segregating your history to one time during the year. It's still segregating your importance to the world to a singular section of time, and that's just not, you know, I don't know. I want my kids to really feel who they are, you know, all the time. But yeah, but speaking of feeling it.
Don't do that.
Feeling.
No, stop.
Just censor my hand.
Just don't do it.
What I'd like to feel.
Oh, God.
Is your dollars on Patreon. Because it's time for plot.
Oh, God. You don't get to dance after that.
Yes, I do. So basically, if you guys would like to donate to this wonderful program, please go to Patreon. That's the best way for you to support us. The reason is because we will be giving you things. You'll be giving us things. It's a good thing we go in a circle like that. Basically, we've got extra shows, extra content. If you like this show, you will like our other shows, and you'll be able to get full access to that and then some if you sign up for one of our mini tiers on Patreon. Also, if you just want to stick with the free stuff, but you still want to support the show, get a t-shirt. Run around town with a Bantucentric hoodie or a pillowcase. Like, put the pillowcase over your head. Run around town with it.
Don't
you
put
can
the
do that too. You can do whatever you want to do with our merchandise. Just take a picture of it and send it to us on Instagram. That'd be awesome. But yeah, you can go to TeePublic and get any of our designs. Also, if you just want to do a straight donation, you can do that right there on our website. There's a place for you to just send a single sum. You don't have to sign up for anything or get any extra stuff. If you really just like what we're doing here and you want to further the cause, then please support us. We would love, we're happy to have you as a listener, and we'd be very blessed to have some of your funds. Do you have any plugs?
Per usual, I'm a photographer. So if you just have a pretty place and you want some pictures taken, or you have an event coming up and you want some pictures taken there, I'm pretty affordable. So you can feel free to email me at CheyenneCfinch@gmail.com, where we can discuss rates, time, dates, all that good stuff. So yeah, hit me up.
Awesome. I am a better photographer.
He's not.
So if you want real photography.
He's a trash photographer.
If you want real photography.
He doesn't even own a camera.
We already went over that on
did.
a previous episode.
We did.
I am a freelance writer. If you'd like me to write your screenplay or your novel or your novelette, let me know and I can do all of those things, including stage plays. Yeah, basically we'll discuss rates, that kind of thing, but go to buckrivers.com/writing and you can see all of my samples for the different stuff that I've written. I also just have some scripts sitting around, so I didn't think to, but you know, if you're looking for something, I do like sci-fi kind of mixed with like, not fantasy as in like medieval fantasy kind of stuff, but just ghosts and monsters and aliens and spaceships. Like all those things are kind of, I do a lot of that stuff, but a lot of social commentary as well mixed in there. Some ghosts in social settings. If that makes any sense. You got to read some of the samples
So
and
me.
you'll figure it out. Yes, you'll figure it out.
Ghost and social settings.
But yeah, if you're looking to purchase a script outright and give $1 million something to a young upstarter, then I'm your guy right here, buckrivers.com.
If you just want to give $1 million to somebody,
give it to me.
I'm
Don't
your girl.
give it to her. She's not your girl.
I'm your girl.
Go to Mbaku Rivers and check out my Instagram page if you want to just see random pictures of me.
CHEY Productions.
Also, I mean, if you'd like to join ImagineOnly Productions, I haven't advertised that in a while. ImagineOnly's doing shit. We just had a meeting with somebody about starting another show. So if you're interested in helping out with a up and coming film production and multimedia corporation, go to ImagineOnlyProductions.com, and you can sign up right there, and we'll contact you and we'll see what we can do. Set up an interview, that kind of thing. But yeah, we're doing good.
Yeah.
But you know what time it is?
What time is it?
It's time for the Bantu of the day. I can rap on top of this. This is a
Please
good beat.
don't, though.
Today's Bantu of the day is none other than, I was going to say a good friend of mine. Can't claim that, but she is a friend of mine. I know this person personally.
Okay.
Promise. Breonna Renee Jenkins. She is a voice actor. She is an actress. She is a writer. I met her through a writer's meetup that I haven't been to in a while. But it was a really great experience, and we read some of her script, and it's definitely going places, you know? And so I've seen some of the stuff that she's done. She's done a animated kind of like mini series called Tulip Pop that she did voice acting for. She's also been in a project called Loveless Generation. And so yeah, she's a New York-based actress, up and coming. She also, I don't know, is the term yogi somebody that like teaches yoga? Yes. She's a yogi professional. So she actually teaches yoga classes around the city. Nice. So if you're looking for that, you can go and find her there. Basically, her Instagram is the Breonna Renee. So it's TheBrionnaRenee. So roll that back and listen to that a couple of times. That's her Instagram, the Breonna Renee. And so yeah, we're always happy to see Bantu's doing amazing thing in our world, especially here in our city. So yeah, Bree, we'd like to thank you for all that you do, and we want to thank you for being Bantu.
You could have been anything, but you chose us, and we appreciate your business.
Yes. Cool. So, on the mode of Black History Month.
Yes.
I have a story. So I'm not going to disclose where I work, but I was doing my rounds, doing basic cleanup, refilling stuff, you know, wrapping up for the day. I'm like I'm an office assistant. And I'm headed to the bathroom, and I get cornered by one of my fellow employees. Oh. And I'm like, what's going on? And she's like, you know, I'm sorry, like, I don't want to call you out, you know. And I'm like, what's up? Like, whatever. And she's like, well, you know, Black History Month is coming up. And I'm like, okay, that's true. Why are you asking me this, white lady? And she's saying that there is a committee that is built to, you know, plan for Black History Month, plan what the company's going to do for Black History Month. And she's like, you know, none of us are black.
That's true.
And I'm like, well, I guess that's what happens when you got mostly white people in the office. You know, this is what you end up with. And she's like, you know, like I said, I didn't want to call you out or anything, but you know, we'd like to have some faces there, you know, that aren't just the typical, you know, just so we can make sure that we're doing it right. And she's like, you know, think about joining the committee, you know, do what you want to do. And I was like, okay, I'll think about it. You know, Janet or whatever. Her name wasn't Janet, but you know, it's like,
it's probably Janet.
It's Janet. I was like, okay, I'll think about it. She's like, okay. And kind of, it was so awkward. It was super awkward for everybody involved. But I thought about it, and I was like, fuck no, I don't want to do that. But I had called my mom, and I was like, hey, Ma, do you think I should be in the Black History Month committee? And she's like, well, yeah, because you can help them craft a good experience for people and, you know, that sort of thing. And I was like, yeah, but if I do and it still turns out to be bullshit, then I just look like the nigga that allowed this to happen. Because it'll be bullshit. And they'll just say, well, we had a black guy on the board, even though they didn't listen to me. And I feel like that's what happens a lot. You know, there are black people that work for Fox News. They exist. Doesn't mean Fox News cares about what those black people think, you know? And so I was just like, my mom was like, well, yeah, I was thinking about it as like an optimistic world, you know, where things are fair. But that's not what we're dealing with here. She's like, yeah, you shouldn't join it. I was like, yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. What do you think? Should I have joined or not have joined?
If you're the only black person on the committee?
Yeah, I'd be the only one in the committee. There's a few of us in the office, but I'd probably be the only one in the committee. And I haven't talked to my other black people in the office to see what they thought, but I plan to.
No.
Don't join. Why not? You don't think I can make a difference?
I don't want them to do something and you get pointed out as the one black person that was a part of it.
I'm to blame.
Hey, like, we just thought as a part of Black History Month that we would just bring in free fried chicken to the office.
Oh my God.
And you're just like, yeah, I was there when they voted.
I voted no, if you believe me.
Yeah. It's just an uncomfortable place to be in.
Yeah.
Especially since the reason they want you on the committee is because you're black.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like afraid they're gonna do something wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, they could like just ask everybody in the office to like what would they want to see.
Yeah.
And not just the black people. Ask everybody what would you want to see for
just
Black History Month.
Just put out a memo.
Or like an anonymous poll or something. Or something like that. I don't know. But like, yeah, don't join as the only black guy on the committee. That's just, it's weird.
Yeah, I guess.
Plus, or they're going to all just look at you in the room. Like,
yeah, what are we doing?
Yeah,
now
and now you have to lead a bunch of white people in how to celebrate black people.
Exactly.
I don't think that's a situation you want to be in.
That's kind of the thing is that, like, when I was talking to my mom, it was like, it almost feels like I don't want them to do anything for it. Like, just leave it alone. But that's what I mean. If I joined the committee, I feel like I'd be involved in, hey, let's just not do this, you know? Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't understand why we just fucking shouldn't. But I'm kind of like, I don't know, Black History Month isn't for you. Like, it's not. It's for us. And so the office doesn't need to honor my history. I can do that at home with my family or with my friends. Like, I don't need random corporation to tell me that they give a shit about black history, you know, because my blackness shouldn't matter because we're in a corporate environment, you know. Right. So if you're not hiring me for that, then why are you then bringing it up and putting up posters or whatever they're planning on doing? It just, there's this whole diversity push within the company and they're active about it. And I think that's fine. But at the same time, it's just like, just hire people indiscriminately. Like, just do that. You know, we're still mostly white people in the office. So clearly you're not doing it right. If you think, you know, like there, it's very easy to suddenly be diverse. Like that's just how it goes. It's not something that needs to be like a monthly, you know, how are we doing with that person? Just hire some people that aren't the typical people, you know? I don't know why that's a difficult thing to do. And so it feels like it feels like the whole reason why we're celebrating this, and there's a whole list, a whole calendar of all the other months that we're celebrating, you know, and doing stuff for. And it's like, I guess that's fine, but like I said, it's not really yours. And honestly, part of me feels like if we hadn't done anything and nobody had brought it up, when February rolled around, I feel like I would have done something, because I have I'm the one that designs like the announcement boards, and we have like a series of TV screens that run announcements, you know, and I make the slides for that every day. And I probably would have done that, you know, I probably would have researched some people, made some slides, and put up facts every day or something like that, and not asked for it, because then that's me celebrating myself, you know. Right. Like at my last job, we played music throughout the office all day. And so when Juneteenth rolled around, I had a Juneteenth playlist ready to go, and me and the other black person in the office were jamming out to black, 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 I'm black, black, my thoughts are black. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm black. I played all kinds of stuff. I played that song. I played Black Coffee, No Sugar, No Cream. That's the kind of girl I need down with my tea. Like, man, it was great. And my thing was, I was like, one of y'all say something. You know, one of y'all get mad when they play rap music that says nigga, nigga, nigga this, nigga that, nigga this. On a daily basis, random white people will just, that's just Spotify's playlist, you know. So I get to hear the N-word in the office, played by people that aren't looking like me, but I can't celebrate my own blackness because of Juneteenth. Nobody knew what Juneteenth was. And that's why it was fun. That's why I had a good time. It's because I got to blindside some white people.
To bring some
with
culture
my culture.
to the
Yeah,
office.
Exactly. Now I've got white women cornering me by the bathrooms, asking me to join a committee to how to celebrate my people's history. That just feels weird. I don't know. I don't know. Is it wrong of me to want to celebrate by blindsiding white people? Like, I don't know. Is that bad?
I mean, that just sounds like you. That's just your aesthetic.
It's true.
Like, but I don't know. I'm really curious about what they would come up with on their own. And I'm curious to know if they've asked the other black people in the office. So definitely talk to the other black people in the office and see what they say. And I guess make your decision from there.
Gotta find out.
But if you're gonna be alone, then no.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm definitely. It's too early to tell. At this time, we're halfway through January. You know, this episode's released then, but I don't know. I don't know what's happened. If by the time this episode is released, I'm cringing and crying in the corner, you know what happened. Maybe I'll edit in like some text that says, "This is what happened. It was horrible. There were casualties. Yeah, all of us died. Something." I don't know, but I don't. What do you think about that in general? Should workplaces be celebrating cultural months and stuff?
God, I don't know. On one hand, I want to say yes, but at the same time, I'm afraid of how they're gonna do it. Like, I just know, like if it was like Cinco de Mayo, white people would be like, "Let's get tacos."
Yeah.
Like, I hate watching white people try to celebrate other cultures. It's very cringy. On one hand, I'm like, yes, acknowledge us, we exist, we're here. On the other hand, I'm like, but don't do it. Like,
it's like I prefer them to be decent humans and acknowledge that things exist, but at the same time, maybe you just acknowledging it is good enough. Like, leave it alone though, because now you've hijacked my month.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And they don't really know like the history or anything behind anything.
There's gonna be a lot of MLK, a lot of Harriet Tubman, a lot of Rosa Parks.
Yeah. Great.
Like, that's kind of it. There won't be Nat Turner. There won't be Marcus Garvey. Like, we won't.
Because they don't know.
No, they don't know. But then also, like, they won't talk about the people that did shit to stir up their community, you know? I guess that was the thing that I brought up with my mom, is because I'm like, how do you celebrate Black history as an office full of white people? Because every person that you could mention and bring up their story, you're the antagonist your people are the reason why MLK had to do everything he had to do. So it's a little strange that it's like, we're going to celebrate this history, but somehow they're going to do it in a way that keeps them comfortable because duh. So they're going to mention these people, but tiptoe around. Like I said, there won't be any Nat Turner because that would involve celebrating a man who rose up as a slave and killed up a bunch of white people who deserved it because they owned people and they were killing people. But no one's going to talk about that because that makes them really uncomfortable and puts them as being the bad guys. And how does a white person write an announcement slide saying, Nat Turner defeated a bunch of... You know, if I did that, I'd be like, yeah, what's up? Because this is me and I'm forcing you to deal with your issues. But when you do it, you can only water it down because I don't see them being a group of white people who are just going to be like, yeah, we were the bad guys. Like, how do you tell our history without being completely honest about the fact that your ancestors are the whole problem?
I think what I like to see at a workplace is when the people that are actually culturally involved do something to celebrate, and then the white people that are around acknowledge it, like Happy Black History, not clap, but like, and they're like Happy Black History Month, or like I used earlier, Happy Cinco de Mayo, like just acknowledge it, but you don't have to like participate. You can be aware of it, observe it, see it, like, but don't buy tacos, Karen.
I'm so worried about this. I'm so worried.
If you smell chicken,
whoo,
first you call me, and then you run.
First I call you, then I get a baggie and fill it out with chicken. Then I run. Because I need me some chicken. No, I'm just, you know.
You angrily grab the chicken. Like, how dare you just assume that I would want this chicken? And then you leave.
Because I'm poor, not because I'm black. Because I need food and I don't have money.
Free food is free food.
That's why you guys got to go on patreon.com/Bantucentric and
I
give
remember
us chicken money.
Last time I worked in an office, they had like free barbecue for everybody. And I took that home. I gave my mom dinner. I had a second dinner. I was like, bro. Like,
exactly.
Like, is that brisket? Like,
Ooh. But yeah, guys, please write in. Let us know what kind of stuff you guys do for Black History Month.
Yes.
How it can be celebrated better. If your office has done anything for Black History Month, I want to know about it and see what kinds of ideas have happened and if those went well or not, because that's a scary thought. I don't, like I said, I'm just so worried. I'm just worried about what they could cook up, especially without me. Like if I was there, I would know what they were thinking about and maybe veto some ideas, but especially because I'm not there, even if it's horrible, it'll still be, well, we asked Buck and he didn't join, you know, so it'll still be my fault regardless of how this goes, you know, if they come in.
But they're not going to say they asked you because you're not the spokesperson for Black people.
Who
and
knows?
They'd be really stupid to call you out like
Who
that.
knows? Who fucking knows? Because they're crazy enough to do this whole thing in the first place and not just leave well enough alone. That's the thing. It's the problem is that it's like, it's the tone deafness to not understand that the purpose of this is for us to celebrate ourselves and for you to sit down for once and not have the mic. But you're taking the mic so you can talk about how much you like Black people. Like, it doesn't...
Just tell them put Roots on a projector and let it play.
Yeah, and just let it fucking play. Just watch that. Not original Roots, new Roots with the blood and the people throwing themselves off of ships. Yeah, new Roots. I want to see bad stuff on screen. I want to see the pain of my people.
During my 9 to 5.
Yeah, exactly. I want you to play 12 Years a Slave on loop for the entirety of Black History Month. For 28 days, I want to watch 12 Years a Slave. 28 Years a Slave. No, I don't want to do that.
No, you don't.
That would be very horrible. There would be some HR calls for sure. And I'd probably have to quit because just the audacity. What would you do if you went into work and they were playing 12 Years a Slave?
I would walk out.
On the TV.
First of all, I work in a bra store. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
Because you're really on some weird stuff today, and I don't want any parts of it.
Oh, my God. Whew. But speaking of having parts.
Okay.
That sounded bad. It wasn't supposed to be. Having parts in it. Have a part of our show, Bantucentric. Mm-hmm. Send us emails, send us letters. You can go to bantucentric@gmail.com if you'd like to send us a full letter. If you'd like to just tweet at Bantucentric, or go to Instagram. You can DM us. You can give Shy a call. Her phone number is 555-359-2602. There's 4 numbers.
I was waiting for you to stop there. I was like that's the number?
How many numbers? Yeah. So yeah, what that number that I just said, I can't repeat it again because I don't remember it. But I was looking at it, and then somebody took the paper.
Actually, somebody took the paper.
Yeah.
The ghost over there.
But that's her number, guys.
Sure.
So give that number a call as many times as you need to.
As many times.
Yes. But we're gonna read a listener question.
Yeah.
Woo, listeners.
We have a story or a question from Davis.
Yes.
Davis says, my boyfriend and I have been together for about 1 year, and he's always complaining about how I discipline my kid. I tell him that it's none of his business, and he says that if we move forward to maybe marriage, he will then be able to straighten him out. Who's right?
Wait, what? Say that again?
My boyfriend and I have been together for about 1 year, and he's always complaining about how I discipline my kid.
Okay.
I tell him it's none of his business, and he says that if we move forward to maybe marriage, he will then be able to straighten him out. Oh. Who's right?
Okay. Davis, run. Yeah.
Run.
Yeah, Davis. I think you gotta run, bruh.
Oh God, that sucks. Y'all been together a year, now you gotta run.
Yeah, I think you need to run. I don't know how you're disciplining your kid. Your kid could be very well behaved. Your kid could be a demon.
But that's your business.
It's your business, Davis. Oh my God, to be with a guy that's like, all right, wait until I get the belt, then I'll straighten your kid out.
Bye. Like.
Yeah, that's scary.
Oh my God, if my mama was dating somebody and they were like, I'll straighten her out.
Yeah, I'll straighten out
my mother
Shy.
would like just beat them.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You're straightening who? Like, first of all.
Oh my God. Yeah, Davis.
Like, my God.
Yeah, I'm worried about your kid, Davis.
Yeah, don't
let your kid be in this person's presence at all.
At all.
Period. You need to be out of their presence because they have the audacity to be like, I'm gonna straighten out somebody else's kid. That's a strange person. And how have you been with them for a year and you didn't see any of this stuff?
And they know they have no place to like do that. Yeah. So they're like, just wait till we get married.
Yeah,
then I'm gonna straighten
do
out
it.
your kid.
That's creepy. Don't go that far and marry this psychopath. Like, what are you doing, Davis? I'm sorry to scold you,
I get it. Like, we all fall for people, and then we look up, and it's like, oh, God, they're crazy.
Yeah, I've been there, too. Oh, my God. If I had a kid, though. Man, what if I have a kid? What if I had a kid while my ex was around? Like, oh, my God. Man, that's crazy. That's one thing that's great about my current relationship is because I'm like, we were talking about something, and she was just like, yeah, of course we're whooping the kids. And I was like, yeah, of course we're whooping the kids. Like, there's no other way to do it. And she's like, yeah, if there was another way, we'd find another way. And I was like, yeah. So I'm on the same page, same wavelength, you know? It's not
you
just,
and me, right
it's
here.
not just beating. It's not, it's a very structured, disciplinary tactic for people who don't understand the world yet. Don't understand morality. Don't understand right and wrong, treat people the way you want to be treated, do what I tell. They don't understand those things, but people understand pain. Animals understand pain, Your dog does something wrong with a newspaper. That's normal, So yeah, I'm on the same point. I'm on the same page. Yeah. Okay, but Davis, you guys have to get together, agree on that, and then have your own kid. Mm-hmm. If my girlfriend had a kid, and I was just like, yeah, I'm going to whoop that kid's ass as soon as we get married, that'd be a different story. You can't bring that guy. You can't bring that guy around. So yeah, Davis, cut and run. But yeah, Thank you for listening to Bantucentric. My name is Buck Rivers. You can find me at Mbaku Rivers on Instagram and on Twitter. You can go to buckrivers.com/writing if you want to see my writing, or just buckrivers.com if you want to see everything else. So go to buckrivers.com, then click on stuff and get to the writing portion. Don't skip that. Just go to writing. Look at the whole website. I've got an interview on there from a couple of years ago when I had a bunch of hair. So if you want to see what my hair looked like before it was, kempt with some grow cream in there, which if this stuff works, we're sponsoring. Free sponsorship. I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet, but if I look like Black Santa in the next couple of months, yeah, Black Santa. You can find me. Yeah, you can find me at those places. You can find Bantucentric at Bantucentric on Instagram and on Twitter and all the other networks. Please share our show. Please like and share on iTunes if you're a listener. And please like and share and subscribe on YouTube if you're a watcher. You should be doing both either way. Like and share on both platforms for every episode that you do. Also go to Patreon if you would like to donate to our show. You'll also get some great perks, some new shows, some extra content. Also ImagineOnlyProductions.com and ImagineOnlyProd on Twitter and Instagram. Where can you find Cheyenne Finch?
You can find me at Shy Productions, that's CHEY Productions on Instagram and Twitter. You can find my work on CheyenneFinch.com, and you can email me at CheyenneCfinch@gmail.com for any business inquiries.
Yep. Okay, then unless there's anything else to be said.
Nope.
Then as always, stay woke.
And stay Bantu.
All right, see ya.
Bye. What?
Bantucentric is brought to you by ImagineOnly Productions.